So I just went to the surrogate court help center, and the lady was being called, and she goes, she's here. So when I got there, and she was very, very rude. Um, she did not want to hear me. I said, oh, well, I have a situation. I literally said 5 words. I said, well, my father died in California. Well, we can't help you with that. And I said, well, I'm trying to explain to you what's going on so that I understand the process. And I said, this is a help center, isn't it? She's like, go on. And I was just like, just give me a website. So she gave me that. And then I took my paperwork because she doesn't need to be looking through my stuff. And then she goes, oh, well, what is her information? She's like, excuse me, that paper's for us. So I don't understand, why does that woman need to go through my information? She wants to know what will I have. That's what she wants to know. So I don't want her freaking help, because I don't need to deal with that disrespect. But this is what they're doing. They're calling people in high places of authority so that they can go and check on me, check on my inheritance, check on what I'm doing. And then when I asked, because I didn't even get to ask any questions, she didn't want to help at all, like I said. So it's obvious that when she was on the phone, like I said, what she said was, oh, she's here right now. These ugly, disrespectful creatures that have the ability to write out information for us, it's disgusting. This is, I'm still over here by the Chambers and Broadway, because it's where the courthouse is, where they were having the demonstration for ICE to get out of the city. So I just wanted to talk about that because that really upset me, because I'm coming here for assistance and I'm not getting assistance. Like I said, this is what happens being a targeted individual. They take our inheritance, they don't want to tell us, and then they distribute it so that they have power over everything. For example, my recent card that I got for cash assistance, for some reason, even though I already put the PIN code in it and everything, the PIN code's not the same, the address isn't the same, even though I gave them all this information. So it doesn't make sense, right? I have money on it, but now the PIN code's wrong. And mine is a temporary card. The original card isn't even done. I literally did this 2 days ago, and in one day, my PIN code's not the same. This is what they do to targeted individuals to stop us from actually having money, stop us from getting our inheritance, stop us from progressing in our life. And I said it in another video, but I'm not sure if it got caught on there. But basically, I'll go into it real quickly. Hypothetically, let's say we start back from several houses, like the Rothschilds and everything, several royal names, dynasties, whatever you want to call them, in every country. They were the first groups of, families or houses. So they created everything, like the community, the cities, blah, 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 blah. That's why they're in wealth. They wanted to maintain wealth, but obviously they had to go through the concept of, now I have everybody walking around hanging out. They had to go through the concept of incest. So because they did incest, they have deformities in their DNA structures. So they needed ways to, hold on, because now people can walk around. So they needed ways to basically assist with that situation where, they don't want to die off early because of the deformities. So they decided to use a sacrificial royal family to do that. The Harrington family is the sacrificial family that they decided to do that with for me. That's why they're so heavily going against me right now. And it's also because the information that I'm exposing. I looked into New York and all the criminal records of all the people with the last name Harrington, and it goes on. The list goes on and on and on. How many officers claimed criminal activity of people with the last name of Harrington, and why they did it. They were doing it for their inheritance. They were doing it to use them to harvest their organs so that they could keep the royal families alive all this time. They were the sacrificial lamb. I just wanted to point that out. And since my last name is Harrington, my father's last name was Harrington, we were the sacrificial lambs. And because in the UK and Germany, the whole purification, anti-African American, since my father was African American, they don't want me to have that inheritance. Just pointing that out.